இயற்கையோடு ஒன்றித்து போன வாழ்வியலை கொண்டவர்கள் ஓராங் அஸ்லி எனும் பூர்வ குடிகள். இவர்களின் பிள்ளைகள் உலக வெளிச்சத்திலிருந்து சற்று ஒதுங்கி இருந்தாலும் அறிவு வெளிச்சத்திலிருந்து அகன்றுவிடக்கூடாது. அப்படி ஒரு ஆதங்கத்தோடு தினமும் வெகு தொலைவான உட்பகுதியில் உள்ள ஓராங் அஸ்லி கிராமத்திற்கு சென்று பூர்வ குடிகளின் குழந்தைகளுக்கு கல்வி புகட்டும் அரிய பணிக்காக தன்னை அர்ப்பணித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கும் ஆசிரியர் சாமுவேல் ஈசையாவின் பணி வியக்கத்தக்க ஒன்றாகும். 32 வயதாகும் இவர் இந்த இளம் வயதிலேயே பல சவால்களை எதிர்கொண்டு தனது ஆசிரியர் பணியை தொடர்கின்றார். இவரை அண்மையில் வணக்கம் மலேசியா நேர்காணல் செய்த போது தமது அனுபவங்களை நம்மிடத்தில் பகிர்ந்து கொள்கின்றார்.
Well, first of all, I never envisioned myself to be a teacher. So I never had dreams of becoming a teacher. It all happened by accident actually, but it's a good accident, I think. However, when I first got into the school, despite the location, despite the ethnicity of the students, I fell in love with the children. So that's when things started to change. Initially, after college and university, I wanted to do, like everyone wants to dream of going to an urban area, schools with modern facilities, smart students, students who are willing to go the extra mile to learn. But when I was sent in this school, it was a big, I would say, slap to my face where I had to deal with reality initially. But in time, as I said, as I fell in love with the children, my passion grew towards teaching and I started doing things for the kids. Comparatively to urban areas and other areas, Orang Asli schools are very different. Yes, we have infrastructure problems, yes, we have facility problems, but two of the biggest challenge that I see in Orang Asli schools is number one, the negative perception. Most of the time, teachers, the community and even society in general, when we talk about Orang Asli, they have lots of negative implications towards them. Be it they are not smart enough or they are not good enough, they are not capable of doing things like that. The saddest thing is the children themselves believe this kind of thing, so from the start, motivation is very low. Number two, the second challenge would be the Orang Asli community, most of them don't value education that much. Though things have changed throughout the years, they mostly don't see the meaning of education. And that is why in Orang Asli schools, dropout and school attendance is a big problem. As for the students, initially I was like an alien or foreigner because they've not seen someone like me, a tall man with facial hair and all this kind of thing. So we were quite distant the first few months, but after that we got very close. Every day in my life is special, it's exceptional. I'm like a celebrity at school. All the kids like to give high fives to me, smile at me, play with me. Where we go anywhere, we hold hands. So that is the relationship that I have with the children. Initially it was not like that, but in time everything became much better. I think it's my approach towards children. Though I might look a bit strict, but in class, I believe teachers need to develop relationship with students. It's not just like a teacher, I say something, you follow what I say, or I ask you to sit down, you sit down. It's not like that. We have a mutual respect of one another. And I also believe children, Orang Asli children especially, they believe in what I'm doing. They see that I'm doing this from the heart and they can relate a lot with what I'm doing. A few years ago, there was this group of foreigners, I think Australians and Brazilians, they actually came to my kampung for a visit. And like I was saying, my students, they have lack in confidence. So when these people spoke to them in English, I initially was quite concerned. How would they react? Because the way I teach my students is through communicative language learning, so I teach them to speak English all the time. And this word was one of my kids where they told me was, "Sir, when we spoke to them, they ingat kita bodoh, sir, but we could answer everything that they were asking us." And I was taken aback and I started to realize that what I'm doing with the children here is not just teaching a subject. I'm building human beings, I'm creating passion towards learning, I'm creating confidence in themselves. So those are the things that I look forward to when I'm teaching the children. The most difficult challenge that I face is challenging the perceptions lah. But for me, I treat my children as my children. So when someone says that your son or your daughter is stupid, you get angry about it. And for me, I take that challenge as a motivation for me to try new methodologies and different ways to approach learning to them and challenge all these perceptions. When some people say my kids cannot speak in English, or they cannot use technology, or they cannot do group work and things that what most other kids do, I say no, I'll teach them and I'll show them that these orang asli children are actually better than you. So I take these challenges as motivation.
மற்ற மாணவர்களைப் போன்று இந்த பூர்வக்குடி மாணவர்கள் பாடங்களை எளிதில் புரிந்து கொள்ளக்கூடியவர்கள் அல்ல. அதற்காகவே அவர்களுக்கென பிரத்யேக பாடத்திட்டத்தை உருவாக்கியுள்ள ஆசிரியர் சாமுவேல் அவர்களை கையாளவும் பல்வேறு யுக்திகளை அமல்படுத்தி வருகின்றார். அவரின் இந்த அணுகுமுறை மாணவர்களிடத்தில் நல்ல வரவேற்பும் கிடைத்துள்ளது.
Learning is not something that they see is important. So learning or education in general is not meaningful. For example, if I would ask some of you viewers, would you like to learn a foreign language, let's say Japanese or Korean, you would probably say, why, Mr. Sam? Why would I need to learn Japanese? So it's the same to my children, would be like, why do they need to learn English? They don't use it anywhere else. They don't use it at home. They don't use it with their parents. They don't use it with their in the forest. So I had to create meaningful learning. And how do I do meaningful learning is to, number one, 21st century learning and lots of communicative language learning. What is 21st century learning? 21st century learning involves communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. So all this involves group works, presentations, doing classroom projects, speaking to one another, speaking to other people, inviting other people into the classrooms, doing dramas and songs and all these kind of things.
பாடத்திட்டங்களில் மட்டுமல்லாது அம்மாணவர்கள் இன்றைய தொழில்நுட்ப வளர்ச்சியிலும் பின்தங்கிவிடக்கூடாது என்பதிலும் சாமுவேல் இசையா பல திட்டங்களை முன்னெடுத்துள்ளார். அதற்காக தம் மாணவர்களுக்கு பிரத்யேகமாக ஐபேட், லேப்டாப் போன்ற தொழில்நுட்ப சாதனங்களையும் வாங்கி தந்துள்ள இவர் அதற்கான நிதி குறித்து இவ்வாறு கூறினார்.
But I came to a time where I realized that even though I was doing all this modern teaching, as you could call it, there's something lacking. And the biggest thing that was lacking at the time was infrastructure. So I went to a school in an urban area and I saw that they had lots of laptops, they have internet connection. And I told myself, why is it so unfair? Why can't my kids have all of this? So I said, you know what, if nobody is going to get it for them, I'm going to get it for my children because they deserve it. So what I did was actually in 2015, I did a crowdfunding campaign with this website called give.my. So we managed to collect actually about 10,000 ringgit. And with that money, I transformed the whole classroom. Every child in my class now has a tablet of their own. We've got computers and so many other facilities in the class that makes learning exceptional for the students. So many other programs that are introduced, but one of the latest most current programs is called Sekolah Pokok. So basically what I did was I started teaching kids in the environment under trees. So I go out to the kampung, I go out to the forest and I just set up a class there. The reason for that is to get students to school because I believe that students need to come to school for the right reasons, which is to love learning. Once they love learning, anything is possible. So with all these projects, infrastructure, music, technology, teaching them under the trees, you can expect that the results have significantly improved. If I remember correctly, from 2008 to 2012, the passing rate for English was only at about 30%, the maximum. We now consistently score 80% to 85% every year for the passing rate. So this is true making learning meaningful and making learning a great experience for the children. Not only that, their interest towards learning have significantly improved. And when English is concerned, English is a language first, right? So my kids can speak English also because I speak to them English, they communicate with me in English and they speak to one another in English as well. So those are the results.
இப்படி சத்தமில்லாமல் பல புரட்சிகளை செய்து வரும் ஆசிரியர் சாமுவேலின் சேவை அளப்பரியது. இம்மாணவர்களை மிகப்பெரிய அளவில் சாதனை புரிய வைக்க முடியாவிட்டாலும் குறைந்தபட்சம் இப்பொழுது இருக்கின்ற வாழ்க்கை சூழலில் இருந்து அடுத்த கட்ட வாழ்க்கையை எண்ணி பார்க்கும் சிந்தனை ஆற்றலையாவது அவர்களிடம் வளர்த்திட வேண்டும். அதற்கு கல்வி அறிவு முக்கியம். அந்த எண்ணம் அவர்களிடம் தோன்றிவிட்டால் போதும், பூர்வக்குடி மக்களின் அடுத்த தலைமுறை மீண்டுவிடும். இதுவே எனது முயற்சியின் இலக்கு என கூறும் இந்த ஆசிரியரின் பல நல்ல திட்டங்கள் நிறைவேற அவரை நாம் வாழ்த்துவோம். மேலும் பல அண்மை செய்திகளுக்காக வணக்கம் மலேசியாவுடன் இணைந்திருங்கள். நான் வேதகுமாரி வெங்கடேசன். இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சுன்னா மறக்காம வணக்கம் மலேசியாவோட யூடியூப் பேஜ், ஃபேஸ்புக் பேஜ் மற்றும் அகப்பக்கத்தை லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.